How much time are you spending doing things that are below your pay grade? That's quite a direct question, isn't it? But perhaps another way of looking at it is, how many of your people, your senior people, or any of your people that you employ are doing things below the pay grade? Because that's when we start looking at this subject as a whole, that we suddenly go, oh, how much am I paying people in salaries to underperform, to do things that they shouldn't be doing? Now, it's always interesting when I open this subject up, and I talk to leaders about this. You know, how much time you spent doing stuff and getting involved in decisions, doing tasks that are really not worth your time. That I get a kickback sometimes from people saying, no one should be above cleaning the floor or changing the loo roll. That's the metaphor I sometimes use. And that's when I think you're missing the point of this. I actually, in the slides that go with this video, and when we do a slideshow version of this, that's the very first slide we put in. About this is not about people being superior to others or looking down on others. It's not about this flat structure of equality, and it's not to do that at all. It's about, where are you the most valuable? What should you be doing which gets the best out of the limited time we have? And when we start to cascade that and look through a whole business, it is actually quite frightening to see how many people are doing tasks which could be done as equally well or even better by somebody at a different level. So it's always interesting when I get a bit of a kickback, but that makes me think, hang on a second, you're missing the point of this. And this is something I did today. I was having a shower. I'm sure you didn't need to know this. Having a shower, and I realised that the water wasn't flowing out the shower. So what did I do? I got the big wire widget thing and put it in there, did it, and pulled out this load of crap and hair and horrible stuff. And it was like, well, it was my job to do because it's my house and I just needed to do it. Now, I could have delegated that to somebody else, who I don't know, but it needed to be done, so it got done. Now, that's okay. We all do things like that. It's not my job that I wanted to do. It's not the best use of my time, but it needed to be done. The problem is when you get involved with things that are below your level of thinking too often. When you cannot work as a leader, business owner, entrepreneur at the strategic level that you should be being paid for. So the question is, what's going on that stops you from doing that? And that usually comes down to two things. It's your own thinking. Do you let yourself stay up here, or do you accidentally but unconsciously want to drag yourself down and be sure everything is okay at this level? So if that's the case, there's often a problem with delegation or being able to trust your managers to do the things that you need them to do, or make the decisions in the right way that they should be making. So often what happens is leaders either won't let go of what's going on down here, or they can't let go because the people the next levels down aren't making the right decisions for the right reason. They aren't leading and managing their teams in the way that you need them to. So it could be environmental, it could be skills, it could be your own internal thinking, but also that happens with your leaders and managers. So everyone who has been on the receiving end of a micromanager says they hate it. Nobody likes being micromanaged for all sorts of reasons. We could go into that in a whole other video. But there are reasons why people dislike it. But there's also very, very strong reasons why people end up micromanaging. So do you have people that you employed to be strategic or tactical thinkers who end up micromanaging everybody and get involved in everything? They're doing crazy hours, they're having burnout, and their team are annoyed and fed up with being micromanaged and not being trusted. So it may not be you, but it may be people at different levels that are doing this, because it's a very common thing and it's something we speak about all the time. And as companies get bigger and more complex, it's very easy for strategic initiatives to get blocked because of the way people can behave, can make decisions, good at organising, leading, controlling their teams, so making things happen. And what happens is, the leader has to come down and deal with it. So you're working below your pay grade because there's something not going right in the organization. So there are many reasons why it happens. But the first thing you have to ask yourself is, am I spending my time doing what I am most valuable at? And are the people that I've employed at this level, over here, doing this job and doing all over the place, are they spending most of their time doing what they're most valuable at? So when I'm working with companies, we don't look at it as this is your strengths and this is your weaknesses. We look at it in this context of how do we make sure that you stay as much as possible doing the things that you're most valuable at. And then return on investment is pretty easy to gauge. So when I'm working with my clients, most of them start with the point of things are not happening, projects are not working, they're not happy, perhaps they're bored, they want to leave. And then we work out they're spending a lot of their time doing stuff that they shouldn't be doing. And then we start looking at why that is. We diagnose why that is. And then once that diagnosis is done, it actually doesn't usually take that much to put the steps in place to correct it. So people spend most of their time doing what they enjoy doing and are most valuable doing for the company. And if that's the case, a nice little knock-on happens. Culture, morale go up, retention problems go down, productivity go, all sorts of things happen. But it starts with the leader asking two questions. Am I spending my time doing a lot of stuff below my pay grade? And how many of my team have that problem too? So we start solving this usually with a discussion that is happening, but we run a very short 1.5 hour workshop for leaders or their top team as well, sometimes if they choose that. Just looking at and having a quick look at the diagnosis of why it's happening. Looking at it from the people point of view and the environment point of view and the skills point of view, which stop people. It's called staying in your leadership zone. And it's a great place to start. It's a great place to meet us and the team so we can help you make sure that what you're doing is most effective and enjoyable, and the same for your team. So if you know that you are spending way too much of your time getting involved in things that you shouldn't be getting involved with, then please get in contact. There's ways of getting in contact, send us an email or book in a call directly into my diary. But it's a very solvable problem, and strangely it has some amazingly positive knock-on effects very, very quickly. And one of those is people enjoy their work more, they are more productive, and retention problems go down as well. So it's a win-win for everybody. So if you think, why am I doing this? And you're looking at one of your most expensive people thinking, why are they doing that? They should be doing this. Then please get in touch and we'll love to help. Take care. I hope this has been useful to you.